Hey y'all, Fast Break Mill here, and welcome to episode 18 of the Fast Break Mill podcast. I'm glad you're here. On this episode of the podcast, I'm going to be going over my mock first round draft after the draft lottery just came out. Shout out to the Atlanta Hawks for getting the first overall pick, and shout out to the Portland Trailblazers and the San Antonio Spurs for both getting 2 lottery picks in this draft. And I know experts are saying this draft is a weak draft comparable to like 2013 or even worse than that. I'm telling you right now, if any scout is saying that, they're just saying that so they can save their job when they make the wrong pick. Because I truly believe there are some gems in this draft, and if you're really scouting, you could find them. There was Giannis in 2013 and Rudy Gobert in 2013 as well. So there's gems in this draft, and I'll tell you about the ones I feel are gems. But if you haven't already, please go subscribe to the Fast Break Mill YouTube channel, and also go visit TikTok, the Fast Break Mill TikTok page for other basketball content. But without further ado, let's get into this episode. Really looking forward to talking about this first round. Alright, the first prospect I want to talk about is the number 1 overall pick, the guy I feel like is going to be a Wemby light if he reaches his true potential. That's Alex Sarr out of France. I feel like it's an easy slam dunk pick for the Atlanta Hawks, picking him number 1 overall. I feel like people have been talking about the potential of Trae Young and Victor Wembanyama pairing up. I feel like this is the light version of that, and I feel like Alex Sarr is going to solve a lot of the problems the Atlanta Hawks already had. They needed another big man other than Clint Capella, and Alex Sarr is going to be that cornerstone big man franchise piece for them. I truly believe him and Trae Young are going to excel. And I feel like his ceiling defensively is something that could really help the Hawks. And I also feel if he can get a consistent jump shot, it's a slam dunk first round pick, and he could easily be Rookie of the Year and the franchise player for the Atlanta Hawks. Heck, I feel so confident about Alex Sarr. I feel like you could get rid of Trae Young and start your franchise over with Alex Sarr, and you'll be fine. So with my first overall pick, I say the Atlanta Hawks select Alex Sarr. With the second pick in my mock draft, I have the Washington Wizards selecting the 6'10" small forward from France, Zachary Roche. And I believe the Wizards pick Roche because he's the best player available at that pick. And I feel like Roche, from day one, can come in and contribute as a 3-and-D wing star for the Wizards. He can literally become their franchise player. Besides having Kyle Kuzma and Jordan Poole be the guys leading the team, Roche could really be that guy that goes out there and contributes from day one. And I feel like he's a guy that Wizards fans are going to learn to love quickly and realize that he is going to be their franchise piece moving forward. Granted, I don't believe he's going to move the needle enough to make them a competitive team or even a playoff team, but add him and maybe another first round pick next year, maybe like a Cooper Flag. That's a dynamic duo that could really do some damage in the league. So with the second overall pick in my mock draft, I have the Washington Wizards selecting Zachary Roche. With the third overall pick in my mock draft, I have the Houston Rockets selecting Donovan Clingan, the center from UConn. And honestly, I feel like they make this pick as a best available pick, but I don't feel like the Houston Rockets are going to keep this pick. I feel like they're going to look to ship this pick off to a team that really needs a center, or they're going to ship it off to a team that has a valuable win now guy that they can add to their roster. Don't be shocked if they hit up Brooklyn, who needs a good center if they're going to lose Nicholas Claxton this year. And don't be shocked if Donovan Clingan gets shipped to Brooklyn for like Mikal Bridges or something. I don't know. I could see it happening, but as far as this mock draft goes, I have the Houston Rockets taking Donovan Clingan number 3 overall. With the fourth pick in my mock draft, the San Antonio Spurs select one of my favorite players in the draft, Rob Dillingham, the 6'1" point guard out of Kentucky. And let me tell you, it's definitely a position of need, and I think the Spurs are getting one of the best players in this draft. I feel like Rob Dillingham on day one is going to help Victor Wembanyama reach his max potential. I mean, he's going to be that guy that's going to be the starting point guard day one. He'll look to facilitate the offense while also being able to create his own shot. It's honestly San Antonio's own version of Jokic and Murray, and I'm very excited to see how that develops in San Antonio. And honestly, from what Rob's already saying, he sounds like he's very excited to even get into San Antonio and work with Wemby. So, with the 4th overall pick, I have the San Antonio Spurs selecting Rob Dillon. With the 5th overall pick in my mock draft, I just want to say again, sorry to the Detroit Pistons fans having the worst record and getting the 5th overall pick all these years in a row. That must suck. But it's a blessing because with the 5th overall pick, you guys get Montas Buzelis from the G League Ignite, the 6'10 small forward. And honestly, I truly believe Montas Buzelis has top 3 potential in this draft. I would not be shocked if 10 years from now we're talking about how Montas Buzelis was the best player in this draft. And I feel like him going to Detroit definitely is going to help him right away. Him playing alongside Durant and playing alongside Cade, it definitely boosts that young core, and I feel like he will definitely be somebody that can defend at a high level and also be able to create his own shot and look to facilitate for others on that Detroit team. I feel like he's a perfect fit for that team, and if all goes well, don't be shocked if he's in the Rookie of the Year debate. So, with the 5th overall pick, I have the Detroit Pistons selecting Montas Buzelis. With the 6th pick in my mock draft, I have the Charlotte Hornets selecting Stephon Castle, the 6'6 shooting guard from UConn, and I believe Stephon Castle has the most upside of anybody in this draft. I truly believe we're talking about an all-NBA guard one day. I just see it in Stephon. He's just the perfect size. He definitely will be able to be a great two-way guard, and if he can get that shot going consistently, he will be a problem. I could honestly see him making that jump like Tyrese Halliburton made that jump when he was drafted and later in the lottery and ended up becoming an all-NBA guard as we see now. I can see Stephon Castle doing that for the Charlotte Hornets, and him paired up with LaMelo is going to be a great backcourt for years to come. So, with the 6th overall pick, I have the Charlotte Hornets selecting future all-NBA guard Stephon Castle. With the 7th pick in this draft, I have the Portland Trailblazers selecting Ron Holland, the 6'8 small forward from the G League Ignite. And let me tell you, this might shock a lot of people because there's definitely other guys on the board like Reed or Dalton Connect who seem like a more fitting fit for the Portland Trailblazers. But I truly believe that Ron Holland has great potential. I think top 5 potential in this draft. Those G League Ignite players are really sneaky good. I just want to let people know. But Ron Holland definitely has the potential to be a problem in this league. So Portland being able to pick him up with one of their first overall picks, to pair him up with Anthony Simons, to pair him up with Shaedon Sharpe, chef's kiss. And they still have a whole other lottery pick to fill any other needs they need to fill. I feel like getting Ron Holland here is a steal. So, with the 7th overall pick, I have the Portland Trailblazers selecting Ron Holland. With the 8th overall pick in my mock draft, I have the San Antonio Spurs selecting the second of the Kentucky guard duo, Reed Sheppard from the University of Kentucky. I feel like this is just a slam dunk pick for the San Antonio Spurs. Reed even falling this far is a blessing in disguise. I feel like being able to already pair 2 guys that have great chemistry together and adding it to this young San Antonio core is going to do wonders for them. And I feel like even just adding them and thinking about all the draft picks that are potentially to come next year and the year after that, no pressure for Reed or Rob to perform right away. They just need to work on their game, develop right with the crew, and San Antonio will really be a problem. I feel like Reed definitely being a great defender, an excellent sharpshooter, and also low-key having some bunnies. 42-inch vert, one of the highest in the draft, crazy. But with the 8th overall pick, I have the San Antonio Spurs selecting Reed Sheppard. With the 9th overall pick in my mock draft, I have the Memphis Grizzlies selecting Dalton Connect from Tennessee. I feel like this is a slam dunk pick for the Memphis Grizzlies. Yeah, Dalton is definitely older than a lot of the guys in this draft, but I definitely feel because of that, he's going to come into this Memphis group and literally help them right away. I think this is a slam dunk pick for them. I think him even falling this far is a blessing for them, because if he was any younger, he would potentially be going top 3. Easy. So getting him to pair him with Desmond Bane, Ja, all the other young guys, G.G. Jackson in Memphis, slam dunk pick. So with the 9th pick overall, I have them, the Memphis Grizzlies, picking Dalton Connect. With the 10th overall pick in my mock draft, I have the Utah Jazz selecting Twelveth Pick, the 6'7" point guard, and I truly believe this might be the steal of the draft, only because Pick getting hurt is going to make him slide. If he was not hurt and he was fully healthy, he might be going number 2 overall to the Washington Wizards. So the fact that the Jazz get a player of need who might just be the best player at his position, that's a great grab right there. And they still have other picks in the first round. Great grab for the Utah Jazz. And if injury concerns are off the table, Topic could really be one of the best players in this draft. It's just injury concerns. But I feel like Danny Ainge is a wizard, and don't be shocked if they draft him and all the injury concerns are go out the window and he's one of the healthiest cats in the league. I could see it. That's just how it works. But with the 10th overall pick, the Utah Jazz select Nikola Jokic. With the 11th overall pick in my mock draft, I have the Chicago Bulls selecting Isaiah Collier, the 6'4" point guard out of USC. And again, this, I know I've been saying steals in this draft, but I'm telling you right now, if the Bulls make this pick, their GM just saved this job 100%. Because as far as size-wise goes, this point guard is the modern-day NBA point guard. He has all the size and all the athletics to be the best point guard in this draft. He was the number 1 option out of high school, and USC just didn't really pan out that well, but I still think he played well enough to be a high lottery pick. And I think if he goes to Chicago and you pair him up with Kobe White in that backcourt, it's going to be a movie. It's literally going to be a movie, and he'll definitely be in contention for Rookie of the Year in my opinion. So that's why I have the Chicago Bulls selecting Isaiah Collier with the 11th overall pick. This is a fun pick. With the 12th overall pick, I have the Oklahoma City Thunder selecting Cody Williams, the 6'8" small forward from the University of Colorado. And this pick is, I feel like, a given, seeing as Cody Williams is the brother of Jalen Williams, and I feel like if Cody Williams is there on the board, Jalen is going to be in San Pricey saying, if you don't draft my brother, I'm leaving. Probably not, but I just feel like it's a slam dunk pick. Why not bring him in, have him get mentored by his brother, just get launched into the Thunder way, and I feel like that would be a great thing for him. He won't be looked at to be the number 1 guy right away with the team he's drafted by. He will be looked at as like the 5th option on that team, and I feel like that would be great for his development. So with the 12th overall pick, I have the Oklahoma City Thunder selecting Cody Williams. With the 13th pick in my mock draft, I have the Sacramento Kings selecting Jared McCain, the 6'3" point guard from Duke. And I believe this is a slam dunk. The last bit of picks in the lottery, I feel like are just slam dunk picks. I feel like the Sacramento Kings need another guard that is able to not only facilitate, but able to get his own shot. They don't have to rely on just Malik Monk and De'Aaron Fox. I feel like McCain in the Sacramento Kings offense with his shooting ability is going to be wonderful for that team. And I feel like McCain will be the reason that the Kings make it to the playoffs and help them win games in the playoffs. I truly believe he's going to be one of the best shooters in this draft, if not the best shooter. So the Kings being able to pick him up is going to be a slam dunk pick. That's why I have him going 13th overall to the Sacramento Kings. And with the last pick in the lottery, and with the second of their lottery picks, the Portland Trailblazers with the 14th overall pick select Tidjane Salaün, another French prospect from France. And let me tell you, I feel like France is just on one with all the prospects they're bringing into the NBA as of recently. There's just so many, and I feel like there's more to come. But Tidjane Salaün is one of the latest in the bunch of French men to make it into the NBA, and I feel like it's a slam dunk pick for the Trailblazers. They need a solid power forward, and I feel like if he reaches his ceiling, he can be just an all-out freak on the basketball court, being able to do anything on that basketball court. I feel like it's a slam dunk pick, and it's an awesome pick to pair next to the guy they picked at number 8, Ron Holland, Anthony Simon, Shaden Sharp. I think it's solid. So, with the last pick in the lottery, I have the Portland Trailblazers taking Tidjane Salaün. But yeah, that's my lottery. Some other notable picks I have Carlton Carrington going 16th overall to the 76ers. I believe his draft stock is rising, so that's a solid pick for them. I also have Zach Edey falling to 19th to the Toronto Raptors. They need a center, and if all pans out and he can be a great modern day center, I saw videos of him shooting during the combine. His shot is looking better. If he can become that solid like Brook Lopez type player, that's exactly what the Raptors need. So it'd be a slam dunk pick, but it could also be a disaster and one of the worst picks in the first round. So who knows? And lastly, I have Terrence Shannon going to the Boston Celtics with the last pick in the first round. I feel like many have him as a second round pick, but even though he's an older guy, I think he was solid at Illinois, and I think he could sneak into the first round and be a solid contributor on that Boston Celtics team. And with that comes the end of my mock first round. If you stayed till the end, I'd just like to say thank you so much for taking the time to hear what I have to say about this low-key goated class coming up. I don't care what anybody says. I think there's a lot of great gems in this class. Again, if you haven't already, please go subscribe to the YouTube channel and also go check out the TikTok for other basketball content. And I'll catch you all next time. Peace.